Apocalypse.
Hello guys and welcome to my channel, and today we are going to be playing Idling to Rule the Gods. So I played this about a couple of years ago and I really enjoyed it, so that I saw it on the Google Play and thought, you know what, I might as well play that again for you guys. I do have my Grow Castle and my Idle Scaling games as well. I'm waiting for something to happen with Boss Clicker as well, so I'm sorry that I haven't done one of those in ages. I'm just waiting for the second act to come out. But until then, I've got a couple of games that I can play on this channel, including this one. This one's going to be a new one that will start on my channel. So when you go onto it, you've got to pick a name, which I'll put Pirate Cat, and then you can pick whether you want to be a female or male. Usually I would go for a male, but I'm going to go for a female this time, so we're going to do female. So we are currently at the other tab right here. You got 4 tabs, and then you got in those 4 tabs you got some tabs as well. We're currently at the frequently asked questions. I'm not going to go through that, so if you do want to play the game, I will put the link in the description below, and this will probably tell you how to start, where you should put your god power when you finally get it, and so forth and so forth. So I'm not going to focus on that too much. So when you first start off the game, you will end up with a maximum of 1,000 clones, which if you keep your either you can play this on the Android store or Congregate or Steam as well. So depending on where you go, you just press around here just below the power level, and it'll tell you how much your current limit is of your idol. Currently I've got a idol clone count of 1,000 as my max at the moment. That can increase to 99,999, and then you can increase that if you want further along in the game. So this is how it works. You start off with a maximum clone of 1,000. So if I go onto my Rebirth right here, as you can see, below it says God Multi 1, Statistic Multi 1, and then below that it's got max clones, but it says 1,012. So if we go into build right here and we go to create, we're creating shadow clones at the moment. So for every 20 shadow clones that you create, means that you get 1 added onto your max clone, which you will end up getting when you rebirth. So if currently I've got 1,000, so I can go up to 1,000 clones. So if I go to my max clone and it says 1,300, the next time I rebirth I will be able to go up to 1,300 until I can like make some more or anything along those lines. And I'll show you also how to do. So what we're going to do is we're going on to train. So we want to train both our physical and our skills together, because they're pretty much the same thing. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to sync them both together, which means as however many I put into running will go into the same onto my skills. And that's exactly what we want, because we want to level them up at the same time. So the next stat to do all of these, pretty much your next stat is going to be at about 13,500. So if you go to 13,000, you put 13,500 in here. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Oh, sugar. Okay, let's clear that. 13,500 there. So we've done that there, so we'll press OK, and then we can do that. So when it gets to 13,500, it will go automatically to the next one. If you do not have this on right now, what it'll do is it'll keep you at that one and it won't go next. So you know, yeah. So we're gonna put next at right there. We're gonna put let's say we're gonna put because we don't need it at 13,500, because we're not going to go all the way through on this round. So we are going to put we're going to put 2,000, sorry no, let's say 3,000. So on these ones, if we press the red in the top right corner we have this red medal here. If we press that, it will tell us, so for each ones that we do, we get 1000. At 1000 level we get our multi up, which is what we want. So I'm just making sure my next stat is over 1000, so yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 100 there, so clones to add, remove. So I'm going to put 100 clones in there. If you press on running, it'll tell you how many clones to cap at. So you can press cap if you want to cap them both at the same time. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put 100 into it. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So because I've got them synced, I need about 200 clones in order to be able to do it. So it'll take 200 clones off my clones there. So yeah, 100 there. So now that we've done that, we're going to go to pets and we're going to unlock them out. Okay. I need to defeat the first god, which is there. So the fighting has the pets, the gods, and the monsters that we're going to use. The train has the physical and the skills that we need to do up. And then the build is pretty much our shadow clones or any other boss that you get. You can create different things. Just one thing though, if you do end up unlocking one of the gods, you get like these right here. If you try and create light, it won't add to your maximum clones right down here. So here, so under the god multi is the statistic multi and the max clones. It won't add if you're trying to get light. So we're going to press create clones if not max, just in case we do change our thing and we do kill our clones off. So we're going to go to monster right now, and then we're going to put some. We're going to put as many of our clones that we do have currently into slimy. So there's that. As you can see, it's becoming rather slow at the moment, very slow. So I've got to wait for it to do that. Again, I can only have a maximum of 1000 clones, which as you can see I've got 542 at the moment. The higher the monsters, the more clones you kill. So if I was to go on to, let's say for frog, so if I was to press frog right now, as you can see, my clones are dying. But that ain't a bad thing. So when you're about to, let's say for example, you're currently on here. When you're about to rebirth, everything would be green. So you want everything to be green before you rebirth. Once that happens, then spend about an hour or two, depending on how long you can actually stay, just getting as many clones, creating as many shadow clones as you possibly can, and then getting the hardest one, let's say for example frog, or whatever else is below that. Just kill as many of your shadow clones as you possibly can, because not only creating every 20 shadow clones you get 1 to your max clones, every 20 you kill will do the exact same thing, so it adds 1 onto your max clone. And when you get to about 99,999, that's the maximum that you can do, unless you go unless you buy things that will increase your maximum clones. But you know, we'll do that for a later date for you guys. Okay, so where we got power level right here on the top left, we got 2 buttons. So we got this right here, which is our the first one, which is the light, which means is our god power. So we're just going to put them up a little bit. Yeah, so we're going to put them up there. I'm not going to do it, actually, yeah. You can either put them like that, adjust them whether you want to, or you can go down to here and you can put your creating speed multiplier up, or your building speed multiplier up as well. So I am going to go for creating speed. So that's exactly what we're going to want to do first. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to spend 10, which means I can create shadow clones quicker than what I was previously by 35%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my gold points as much as I possibly can upwards, and I'm going to want to try and get that to about 350 percent creation speed before dealing with the building speed. So any 10 gold points that I have will be going to creation speed until I can get about 350. Another way to get that up is if you go offline for, let's say, about 8 hours and you come back into the game, what will happen is where it says create clones if not max, below that will say you have so long, which will give you 300% creation speed. So the longer that you're offline, the more time you get when you come back into the game to get 300% creation speed, but that can only go up to about 3 hours. So I'm not sure, I think it's about 8 hours or something that you get about an hour or something like that, so don't quote me on that. So going offline for a little bit is a good idea at some point. So back to where we were, where it said power level. Besides that, we got like this red thingy right here. This is just like stuff that you can buy as well, but go down to the lucky draw and that's what you want to do. You want to get one free draw. I'm not going to open them at the moment, I'm going to accumulate them because at the moment it's not going to be worth me opening them at the moment. So all you need to do to go back is just press that button again that you went into it, otherwise, you know, you're pressing buttons like, how the hell do we get back out? Okay, so that's exactly what we're doing. We're just going to let our shadow clones do its own thing. Okay, we're going to do slimy as well. It's going to take quite a long time for us to kill the first god, which is the Hyperon. Yeah, I'm terrible at names, so just take my word for it. It does say that the power level for this needs to be about 15.468. But when you first start in the game, when you get to about 15 million, you're still not able to kill him until about when you get to a power level of like 80 million or something like that. So it's just good to actually just stay in the game, just let it do its own thing for a while. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a rebirth in this video. I am actually going to pause the video and then come back once I'm going to be able to kill the boss or the god. So I'm going to do that, so hopefully you guys won't hate that much. There is a story, so if you go on to other, where you got frequently asked questions, next to it they've got the story, so you know, after you do certain things it will unlock certain stories. You can actually go in and read them if you want. The issue is some of them are absolutely long, so, and because, you know, obviously whenever I've read stuff off the screen, I've been told that I might have I've been complained at, saying that, oh, you can't talk properly, do I have a disability and stuff like that. So I'm not even going to do that for you guys. And then you got settings as well, which you can change if you want to. The problem is with the white as well, is once these turn green, you can't see them. So when the physical multi, the mystic multi and stuff, it turns green, you can't really see them. So I'm either going to turn black or blue. So I want you guys to tell me what you guys want. Which one do you want me to press? Do you want me to stay on the black? Do you want me to go onto the blue, or do you want me to go onto the red? The problem is with the red, I'm struggling. So it's either black or blue, whether you want to. Just put your comment in the comment section below whether you want me to stay at that. And then you can change your fonts if you want to. And then you got the suffix and number display. Okay, so if I press fun, it won't show at the moment, but in the bigger numbers, fun is like, you know, kind of fun, but you know, you don't know what you're doing there. So I'll show you probably those guys later on. And then you got stuff like this. You can turn the music on if you want, but considering I'm not sure how music would be when I'm recording, so I'll just put the background music as what I usually do for you guys. But as you can see, my max clone now is 1076. Yes, I can only use 1000 clones at the moment, but I'm going to try and put that up as much as I possibly can for you guys. I should do that before I actually reset, so I'm not sure how long that's going to take. Actually, I'm going to put as much as stuff into Slimy. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to come back in a sec when I'm about to rebirth and show you guys the progress that I've done. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Now that we're back, now I have been in this game for quite some time. I think I'll be able to do the first god. I haven't really done very well on the physical and the skills, but as you can see on my rebirth tab, as you can see, my max clones currently is 2,631. So what we're going to do is I am actually going to go into the gods. I'm going to kill the god thingy, so we're going to see how well that goes. So boom, 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 boom. Go to my stats. We'll see if any. Okay, so my HP. Yay! So my god power has increased by 1. So each time that you kill a god, you get 1 god power, which is that we bought the creation speed earlier. The only issue is when you rebirth, you got to go through all the gods again. So you go every time that you kill a god. You get 1 god point, but if you rebirth and kill the same god, you don't get it until after Diana. So after Diana, that one and any others after that, you can kill multiple times after the rebirth and still get god points, whereas if you try and kill Shu each and every time that you rebirth, you won't get the god power from it, if that makes any sense. So now that we've actually done that, we go to our rebirth, and as you can see, it's all green. So because I killed the god, I get a bit more physic multis and mystic multis and stuff added onto what I had. Okay, so before I restart, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my my stuff off my physical and my skills, and because they're synced, it will take it off the skill as well, so I don't have to go there. We're gonna go on to fight, and we're gonna go on to monster right now, and then we're gonna take all of these off, and then we're just gonna put it on the highest one right now. So goblin, I can kill that one, so I'll go the one below it, which is wolf, and I'm going to kill all of my clones again. The amount of shadow clones that you create and you destroy, so every 20 ones that you create or destroy gives you +1 to your max clone, and as you can see, my max clone is going up 2,704, 5, 6, 7, and so on and so on. So I'm going to let that do it. Now that I've defeated the first god, I can unlock the first pet. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to unlock the mouse right here, and we're going to just check its stats. So its stats are absolutely terrible. Is absolutely terrible. But what we're going to do on our rebirth, I'm going to do some stuff. So as you can see at the bottom here, we've got pet multipliers, and that will help in our stats for our physical, our mystic, our battle, and our, yeah, just those 3. It doesn't help with creating multis, which is really annoying. But anyway, now that we've actually killed the thingy, we're still getting things, so I'm just going to kill the rest of what I got. Every little helps on this game, to be honest. And once I've killed them, I'm going to be rebirthing. So we're going to press yes, and there we go. So if I press up here, as you can see, we've got 2,748 as our max limit. Again, the maximum is 99,999. So that's exactly what I'm going to try and strive to do. I mean, I could have killed a load more, but like, for example, if you kill and create 20,000, what is it, 20,000 shadow clones, once you either killed or created 20,000 shadow clones, you get 1,000 added to your max clone, which obviously when you've only got 1,000 clones, it's going to take forever to actually max them out. So yeah. So I have been offline for a little while, and as you can see, I've got 300% creation speed, plus the 35% that I got from buying from my god power. So yeah, fantastic. So what we're gonna do is, since I only put 100 on the thingy, I'm gonna actually put 200 on each one. So I've got to wait till I get 400 clones uh, before actually doing it. I know it's like capped at like 99 at the moment, but at least if I put it at 200 I don't have to wait too long. I have put next up at 10,000 now instead of 3,000 because it was a bit too, you know. If you do go offline, you find that you come back, even though it says next at 10,000, you'll probably have some of them that's like at 27,000 or something like that. So be careful. So we're going to do that, 200 there. And then we're going to go to our pets. So our pets right here, we're going to create. We can add the physical, the mystic and battle as long as we have those in place. So as long as we've got to train some and put our monsters. But what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to keep it at 1 because obviously if I do any more I am going to die, or my mouse is going to die, and then I've got to wait a minute for it to recover. So we're just going to do that right there. We just get some slimes in, you know, why not? Why not? And then we're going to go back. Okay, so here we got distribute, and then we got reclaim. So we can distribute. Let's say, for example, I want to put 1,000 clones on there. So I can distribute, and it will only distribute 1,000 clones between however many pets that you have. Currently, I've only got the 1. I don't really care how many clones that I put on there at the moment, so I'm just going to put the 1, and as you can see, my total growth and my P growth, my M growth and my B growth are very low in numbers. So once you get to about 87.5%, you can feed your pets, and feeding them will give a certain amount of mystic things onto it. You can do campaigns as well, so you can do leveling campaigns, multipliers, god power. God power isn't very useful unless you have so many pets, so further on into the game. But you get divinity, which I'll be talking about further on into the games. Items, which means that you can get, I don't know, hold on a second. Items which you can get, like pet stones, which you can trade to pet tokens and stuff like that. Again, I will be speaking about that. And also items, so chocolate factory. So the chocolate factory is pretty much usually it has food, but I think for this like event or something they put like a chocolate factory, which gives you more of a percentage chance to actually get chocolates. And the problem is with getting the food is once you get the food, if you rebirth, you lose all your food. Apart from the chocolates, you lose all your food. So you have to give your pets the food before you rebirth. So you have to wait for them to go behind a certain percent, which can take quite a while to do. So I'm not going to do that. I might focus on doing leveling at the moment, or you know, something along those lines. But we'll see. And then, yeah, just focus on trying to do that. So, yeah, like I says, before you actually rebirth again, kill all your guys, take them off your training and stuff like that. I don't think I took it off my training last time. Oh, yeah, I did take it off my training, my skills and my physical. Which is what you want to do, which I'll probably do the exact same thing before I rebirth on this one as well. Something that you've got to remember as well is for Cupid, I think it goes in like order of when you can actually unlock them. So the first one was mouth when I killed the first god. So if I press unlock on on Cupid, I have to kill where is it now? Eros, which is the god of erotic love, passion and sex. So once I kill him, before I rebirth, I will be getting Cupid, because if you don't end up doing that and you rebirth, it takes you back to the first god, and the issue is it doesn't register that you've actually killed that god. So just make sure that you find out which pets unlock when, and then once you've unlocked what that specific god, then unlock it before you rebirth, because otherwise then it's just a pain to actually go through that trouble. It's just easier that way, see, you know. Yeah. Oh gosh. So what I'm gonna do actually now is I'm gonna leave this video here, guys. If you do like the videos, then please give them a like and subscribe to my channel. It just helps me out a lot. I do have a Patreon account, so if you want to support me on there and help me make better quality videos, put more content on my channel, it just overall supports me. The link will be in the description below. And yeah, there's not much else I can say. Anyway, I'll talk to you all soon. Ta-ra.